You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drakewing Gaming, and some of you on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you with Let's Play episode of Far Beyond the World. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm Chan, you were up, and let's go. It would be cruelty to keep a horse in there. You couldn't even host a decent orgy in that thing. I spray out my cup of herbs directly into Rannick's face, choking violently on the droplets that found their way to my lungs. The wolf, ignoring his now wet muzzle, rushes to my side and pats me on the back as I try to regain my breath. Fuck! I'm so sorry! I gasp, barely able to take an inhale. What the hell happened? I take a discreet glance across the room, seeing that my little outburst drew pretty much everyone's attention, including the barkeep and his daughter. I already did this. What's going on? What happened to my save? Let's try that. There we go. Okay. I hide my burning face in my hands. Do humans copulated parties? Is that something common in your culture? What? No! I exclaim in horror, yet again drawing the attention of the other guests. Fuck me, this is really embarrassing! Well, I don't mind if it is something your kind does, he winks, raising his brow in that taunting fashion. As I said, I'm quite interested in broadening my Okay, shut up, this conversation is over. The wolf smirks, clearly glad that he has ruffled my feathers, judging by the wide swings of his tail. Eventually, the barkeep comes back, escorting his still disgruntled but somewhat pacified daughter out the door. I guess she got her way in the end. How big is 10 paces anyway, I wonder? On his way back to the counter, Rannick waves the barkeep over. Yes, Master Wolf? Was everything to your satisfaction? Good. Rannick responds, putting down a plate he just licked clean. Damn, for some reason seeing him use that tongue sends tingles down my spine. Anything else I could do for you today? Yes, how much for him to live here, for 1 year? He asks crudely, and I blink, my improved mood totally gone by this very harsh reality check. We're still looking for a way for me to stay here safely away from the turmoil and tyranny. Oh, that's a tricky question, Master Wolf. The pudgy male grimaces, looking up as if seeking an epiphany in the ceiling. But his livelier than usual paw rubbing reveals he's just devising a way to squeeze as much coin out of us as possible. Thankfully, Rannick cuts short his theatrics with a heavy paw plop on the table. This enough? He reveals 2 sizable golden discs with various emblems and inscriptions. 2 talents? Why, my lord, for that price I'll accommodate this youngling with the best room I have. Are we really doing this? I mutter in a mix of disbelief and resignation. What other choice do we have? He responds solemnly, completely ignoring the innkeep still standing at our table. The tiger toys impatiently with his fingers, licking his lips at the sight of the glimmering bullion just slightly out of reach of his paws. Tiernan is not safe anymore. And what am I supposed to do? Sit here for a year? And if you won't return, then what? With luck, your memory returns, and before the money runs out, you can travel home. He shrugs, our otherworldly conversation clearly not sinking in just yet. I'll leave you enough coin to keep you going, but it'll be best if you'd find a job, earn some additional money. Find a job? How? I scoff mockingly. This idea grows more ludicrous by the minute. I don't have any trade skills. Improvising an imaginary new life isn't exactly more reassuring to me than doing what we did so far in Tiernan. Alrighty. The wolf sighs heavily and finally addresses the impatient innkeep. You get a job here? In town? Easy? Hard? He doesn't look much of anything, Master Wolf. The tiger, though eager to please, looks at me dismissively. What trade has he practiced? See? I told you so. I bump back into my chair, crossing my arms in petty triumph. No trade. He young. Smart. He learn. With all due respect, Master Wolf, he seems rather old for anyone to take him up as an apprentice. And even if he was lucky enough, he wouldn't see any pay for at least a year or so. Perfect. So from a slave at one place to a slave at another. I snigger. Stop it. I'm trying my best. The wolf grumbles and addresses the tiger again. Work here? Serve like Bunny? Clean? He points to the waitresses scampering about, and even before the barkeep retorts, I can see this is a much more demanding a job than Rannick makes it out to be. I'm fully staffed, I'm afraid. My girls are well paid and well trained. Unless one drops dead, I don't believe I'll have an opening soon. So, no way here in money? Well, there might be some, Master Wolf. The pudgy tiger rubs his chin. Is he a singer? Got any good voice on you, lad? Oh, okay, let me do a different voice. Is he a singer? Got any good voice on you, lad? I think that fits. As good as anyone bathing in the morning or taking a piss in the woods. If your intention is to have me perform as a singstrel, I'm afraid that's not what fate had in store for me. Honest and eloquent. The innkeep laughs and pats his rounded belly. In all fairness, I didn't find it funny. I've seen how he treats the bards. Well, not everything's lost, I believe. You're a human, quite young-looking with taut, fair skin. You just said he looks old, you stupid fuck. Beach folk around here tend to gravitate towards the exotic. He winks at me in some sort of imagined understanding, and I give him a puzzled look. The male simply nods towards the corner of the room, where I spot the Tigers from upstairs. She's seated at a table, smoking away her pipe, engaged in a rather rushed courtship with her first customer of the day. Content that I have spotted my quarry, the barkeep then nods towards the other side of the hall, where the same tribal hyena from yesterday is wooing a large lion, whose paws disappear beneath the loincloth of the youth. They're all whores! I'm getting incredibly flushed at the realization. The innkeep smiles at us coyly. Your master surely understands how it goes. After all, he chooses his company wisely. I'm sorry, I don't think... I blink, but the tiger continues as if it were the most natural thing. You can earn a good coin, and with my best room you can entertain the highest clientele. Of course, I'd have to take a cut, let's say 20-80. I think that's fair. Brannick looks to me with equal confusion, but his muzzle also betrays hints of disbelief and outright horror. Please tell me this tiger isn't saying what I think he's saying. I'm pretty sure we're on the same page here, Rannick. And grumble in annoyance and don the most fake smile I can possibly muster. Are you trying to pimp me out, sir? Careful, Tiger. Less words needed to honor battle. Rannick clenches his fist. What's the matter? The boy has no skill, nothing to kill time with. The only asset he has is the one he sits on. Let's be practical. Why not use it? He no whore! The wolf growls, slamming his fist against the table. Why such language? The innkeep smiles goofily while I decide to wet my parched lips in Rannick's cup. I would call him a professional companion. I choke on the ale, spurting it around as if someone up my nose. I've been called that before already. Seems I was truly setting in my role with Rannick. He could be a master at it with proper guidance. I mean, if he were able to entertain such a bulky specimen like yourself, he'd manage most of what we have here, no problem. Enough! Speak no more. Speak more and I take your fangs. I shudder, startled by Rannick throwing himself to his feet, looking at the tiger with murderous intent. I'm only saying, it'd be a cushy life for him. If you grew tired of him and no longer required his services, I can take him in. And should some of my customers prove too much, he could always stretch on vegetables from the kitchens. Immediately I look at the bowl of porridge I just ate, thinking of yesterday's stew. I'm gonna be sick. Tell this tiger to go fuck himself before I bash his muzzle and we both end up in prison. I nod, covering my mouth and trying to settle my stomach. Once done, I face the barkeep with another fake smile. I think you have mistaken us, good sir. My master extends his warmest gratitude, but we're inclined to look for an alternative. Now, if you please, we'd like to be left alone. The stocky male is hesitant to leave, looking anxiously at the golden coin slowly slipping away from his grasp. But I thought... You thought wrong, I say more sternly, to which he finally concedes. Very well, but should you... Go! Now! Please. The male sighs in defeat, clearly puzzled by this outcome, but bows gracefully and trots back to the station. Rannick also exhales heavily and gives me a slightly aggravated look. I understand Tigerii, you know. Yes, but there's not much to be gained in throwing threats around, is there? Especially not with an armed company who started taking notice of our disagreement. A nod towards the bar where two city guards sat cautiously, taking alert glances in our direction. Besides, considering how chatty the barkeep is, we wouldn't want him to have some unflattering tales to spin, right? Ugh. He groans in annoyance, sitting back and pushing away his bowl, casting his troubled gaze into the far side window. I do the same, chasing away the idea that I might have ingesting a hyena-flavored carrot the previous day, and extend my hand to place on his arm. God. Rannick, I know you want to fix things, and you always want to do that in one fell swoop, but this cannot be fixed. Not like this. I reason, trying to draw his attention, but he only closes his eyes. If you leave me here, you would be worried sick and knowing how close by I am. You'd be tempted to visit, just as much as I'd be tempted to go back. Plus, who's to say I won't get robbed here? Like you said, I'm not a wolf. I can't cave people's muzzles in. Seeing how much wealth you've shown, they might assume I have an equal share and mug me. So it turns out you also don't trust the tigers, the wolf grumbles, facing me with a half-teasing smirk in an attempt to bring back some sense of humor. I don't trust strangers in seedy taverns proposing to prostitutes in exchange for shelter. I shrug. He was already looking for ways to squeeze money out of me by introducing the cut on his imaginary human brothel. He's a con artist. His species has nothing to do with it. I still can't believe his nerve to even suggest such a thing. Well, I've consumed enough stories in my life to be distrustful of anyone even remotely connected with ownership of a brothel. I chuckle, picking up his mug and taking a deep gulp. I don't think any of the tiger's professional companions could have trained anything on it in particular. Disgusting, decadent Tigerii. Rannick continues to sneer in clear contempt. What else did I expect from such corrupt kin? I mean, it was kind of funny. I smirk, not hiding some twisted sense of pride in the suggestion. It was perverse. He only proposed something that you can barely stop yourself from doing. That's completely different, he yelps out, grabbing his mug from me and taking a long chug. I found you wounded on my coming of age. It was the hand of fate that brought us together, not an otherkin fetish. Hand of fate, which you are eager to discard now. I circle back to our pending issue and his expression sours. He gives me a pleading look and I decide to let it go. A bunny waitress comes over to check on her drinks and refills Rannick's mug with a pitcher of ale. I wiggle my empty cup at her and she pours me a round, too. Might as well have a proper drink, all things considered. To think he even suggested such a thing. So much for the Tigerii culture. The wolf growls softly, still seething over the exchange. I wouldn't dismiss all the tigers based on one unfortunate interaction. Any kin that tolerates prostitution is without honor. I think that's going a bit far. I frown, taking another sip. I'm sure there are wolves out there who do partake in this form of enterprise. Never! That would be utterly out of the question. I highly doubt that. Where I came from, it's generally accepted that prostitution is the oldest of trades. Then perhaps you shouldn't go back to where you come from. He scoffs mockingly, and I raise a brow at him. It's not like I'm desperate to do so. Try as I may, he's the only one constantly scratching the issue at hand, and I shake my head. I'm serious. I don't condone the act, but I also don't condemn it. Sometimes people have no other choice. If both parties consent and mutually benefit from the arrangement, who am I to judge? Perhaps you are a Tigerii after all, considering your liberal views. I wouldn't say that. I'm just a realist. Circumstances such as they are can always change. I'd rather be dead than offer my body to an unworthy match. He really is very conservative in his views. It's alright, we have time to corrupt him. Alright, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!